Welcome back to Flint Creek Transport. My name is Justin. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about this Kenworth that just came in. So Trevor and I are going to go over it. Let's see what he's got to say about it. Shop is always busy. Always something going on. We got trucks in the air, we got trucks on the ground. And yes, I got my daughter with me this afternoon. She's out of school. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
So I'm here with Trevor, and I want to talk a little bit about this truck. So my partner just got in with it this morning, or actually last night, and we're kind of going through it. So Trevor likes to go through everything, and I like to kind of do it with him, and we kind of, here's what we need, here's what's got to get done. Like, I'm kind of skipping to the good part because isn't there a song like that, skipping to the good part?
Yeah, don't make me sing it.
Because that Peterbilt over there, the last truck, not the second to last truck. So we're just gonna skip to the good part and talk about this truck. I will talk about that truck, but it is interesting. A lot of interesting things we're finding on that truck. But this truck, what do you think, Trevor?
It's a lot more solid than the Peterbilt, and there's just a lot of little stuff, preference stuff, things that the guy just kind of cobbed together to make work, like the stack brackets. They didn't quite work with what size he wanted, so he attached it to the headache rack. Well, we don't run headache racks, so that's going to change.
Yeah.
But,
and what's crazy is literally every truck we bring in, there's always little stuff.
oh yeah.
But I would say of all the trucks that we did bring in, the least amount of cosmetic stuff that we had to do was probably that green truck, right?
Oh,
that green truck, we didn't do a lot.
Beautiful.
I mean, we still did a bunch of things to it, but...
And we've got some more we're going to do.
Yeah,
to it, so.
but, you know, there's just a lot of little things. It's not that it costs a lot of money. I mean, sometimes it can nickel and dime you, but like this truck, it's wiring. You know, you guys are ready to run into some of that in the back.
Yeah. Yep. Wire nuts.
I'll show you some of the wiring. Yeah, this one won't last very long in our climate.
And that was all up to the frame. There was up to the back and all that.
Just take some time. But otherwise, this one, yeah, definitely seems a lot cleaner. Definitely was taken care of a lot better.
Yes.
And it's already got our brakes on there. It's got the mountain brakes.
It does. It sits a lot higher though. So they've got everything up. They've got extra blocks in the front, so it was definitely either oil field or off-road construction. So he wanted everything to stay up. The air tanks are in between the frame instead of underneath the boxes.
Oh yeah.
So it's got the small bumper in the front. Definitely something that was a heavy off-road use. So. But other than the frame and gussets, I haven't found anything cracked, loose, wiggled. He painted it, but you can usually tell if something was moving.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you ever see those pockets like that?
Yes.
You seen them before?
You're talking about these here?
Yes.
Yeah. You have several trucks with those on.
Which ones?
130, 131.
Is that something they're starting to do on the newer ones?
Yeah, it would be like something before or after 117 or so. Yeah, we have several trucks with that.
Okay.
Yep. Come around more often.
I need to. I need to. Oh yeah, I see the air tanks are up pretty high.
Yep. It's got the split tank on it already. We pressure tested that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That worked out good. That's in nice shape. So I got everything like we put onto that black one.
One thing I know that we don't have, and that is, did you see the full lockers?
On this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3 switches
Yeah.
instead of 2?
That's new on this truck.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had that on any.
I was gonna say we don't have any of that on the other trucks.
Nope. That's okay. That just gets them deeper before we have to pull them out.
Well, I know. And it's like we should almost eliminate it because I don't want them to think they can go more places than what they should. But otherwise, I mean, we're gonna probably tweak the exhaust. That headache rack was kind of mounted to the exhaust. That was kind of a mess. We're gonna tweak some of that. Put different pipes on probably. Get a wet line on it. You gotta get a PTO on it.
Yep, PTO's going on it. We already started taking stuff off for that. This is something I see. This is like the third truck that's come in with this. This is how on the back racks they power the spotlights and stuff. They drill a hole. This black Peterbilt here, that had it coming through the actual lens. So we got to pull this out and see what happened in there. But usually we put these ones on like this. They have the black, red in the middle, and then the white around for work lights. So they already had 2 switches on the back of this that run the top and the bottom. So we'll just put all 4 to that. That way he has his red, but he also has his work lights.
Yeah. And if you guys are seeing this is actually an extended day cab is what they call it. So just gives a little bump out. Gives a lot more space for the driver. Makes it a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
Lots of little things like that. That's a common thing with just a work truck. But already tore into the engine. Tore a whole bunch of parts off.
How does it?
Some stuff replaced.
Fan blade getting put a new fan blade on.
Yeah, that had like 4 chunks out of it. So the belts were no good. The AC, that was missing O-ring, blown out.
Yeah, I saw it was leaking on the top, and I told Marlon, or I was telling him I think he's not going to have AC. All the Freon's going to be out till he comes to pick it up, and so he didn't have AC. But he's used to the heat.
Yeah, those flaring back there is something new to me too.
All right here.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, because ours just come right up, right?
Yeah, just straight. I've got them on the shelf, so they come up and just around the top. But I like to kind of see why it has that kind on there.
Yeah.
But up in the front, everything looks good. Not much we're gonna do up here. So maybe a little better bumper. But all just the old Kenworth stuff like this here. This is something that happens to all these. These are just rivets. And we put hucks in there, holds them better. These gotta get replaced. That should be having mud flap on it. Little things like that.
It's not a original hood, is it?
Yeah.
It is?
That's a Kenworth too, right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Kenworth original. Unless somebody went and spent a bunch of money for an actual tactile replacement.
I was just looking, I was thinking they put more insulation in there, but maybe they ripped it out.
It falls out. In fact, the ones I put in 147, I got one piece fell off of that already. So we got to figure out a different way to put that up in there.
Yeah.
No. Lots of good stuff to work on. Good.
Yeah, the other.
See a Kenworth come out.
I know. Maybe touch up that paint.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put brackets.
I've actually got a lot of that stuff already on the shelf, so that's not the big deal.
So a lot of little stuff.
Yeah. Like this. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
It's like 6 inches apart.
When I was down there, this piece was leaking right here. It was leaking Freon, and that's why I was telling the guy that was picking this up and bringing it back, I'm like, you know what, he's probably not gonna have AC because it was leaking a little bit. So I knew we run a little issue there. So it looks like they got a new piece on there. They're replacing some hoses and stuff underneath, just some dry rot stuff that's dry rotted, or just kind of going through front to back, seeing if there's anything that needs done. But so far it's just a lot of little stuff, nothing major, but you can see it's very clean. Yeah, it's been repainted, it's been touched up a little bit here and there, but it's pretty good. And I need to go out and look at our trucks, because usually things like that catch my eye, these little pockets like that, and I cannot say that our trucks have those little pockets on. Yes, they got the shock mounts on, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll go look. Yeah, the Peterbilt glider sitting over there. That one's yeah. That's a story for another day. Trevor, that one don't have it.
What?
That one don't have it.
I don't know if any of them in here have it.
It's just the new ones.
Just the newer ones. It's AG. It's still the 400.
Yeah.
So 131 on have it. Maybe that's the only one that would have it anymore.
131, the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a 4-bag.
That's the old 200 that would have had the wishbone style in there. Got converted
It's
over.
updated.
Yep. Yeah, all of them. We don't. 129. I updated that one. Gleason, I got the big bars and stuff from when we did the alignment on it. So yeah, we don't have any of the wishbones anymore.
Another load of this expensive diesel fuel. 30 years, what's it gonna be? No more of that kind of juice, all the other kind of juice, I guess. I don't know. Well, good morning. Before I talk a little bit about this next truck, I figured show you. I'm just getting in here in the morning. Some of the trucks are still getting ready to head out. That's truck 116 heading out with the Peerless. Today's one of those days it's snowing and blowing. Kind of makes you a little there's 106. Kind of makes you a little frustrated. It's like, where is springtime? And they're calling for like 8 to 12 inches or something today. Got a couple more trucks leaving. When, like today, a lot of the schools are canceled, but we will have trucks out on the road. Like, trucks still got to run, but we try to have it where, you know, as many guys as possible can take off. So we have some guys off today, some guys coming in a little bit later. I know you guys think that I probably complain about the snow and some of the cold, but I actually do enjoy the snow. I love the Finger Lakes, New York. It's a beautiful area. But you know, sometimes it does get a little bit old, like here in March. You're looking forward to spring, right? And then they call for a snowstorm. It's kind of frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's still beautiful because the snow covers up all the mud and everything else. And you know, we didn't have a lot of snow yet this year. So let's go inside and I want to show you what we're doing to another truck in here. Truck 108 and truck 136. We always try to get as many as we can in when it's snowing. That way we don't have to go up and shovel the snow off the tarps. That truck I'll be talking about maybe one of the next videos, but this is the one that I want to talk about. This is truck 118. So here maybe a year ago, maybe actually 6 months ago or so, we rebuilt the engine on this truck. This truck is, you know, I don't even know the exact year. I think it's a 2001 or 2002 W900. It has a 6NZ with a super 10-speed transmission. I think the rears were like a 411 rears. And the super 10 transmission was great, but you know, it's time for it to go. This truck has almost, it's like 1.6, 1.7, I think, on the clock. So the engine's rebuilt. It's still a very solid truck, and that's kind of why we're putting the money into it, to change out the tranny and things like that. But what happened was, first off, we had a rear go. So the rear is over here, somewhere over there in the corner. But anyway, we had a rear go out, which goes right in here. All right, front rear and your rear. And one of them went out, and actually, let me back up. What started it was an axle shaft. Axle shaft broke off, and there's pieces in the rear, and so the rear had to get swapped out. And at the same time, we were like, you know what, why are we putting the rears are shot on this? I mean, they have a lot of miles on, and we had just replaced an axle shaft about a month or 2 months ago. The whole thing, I think, is kind of getting old, and so to put new back in, and then the transmission was already popping out of gear. So it's a kind of a combination of things that it's like, you know what, we're just going to start over. And all the stuff we can do in our shop. So there's the 13-speed transmission. We have 355 rears coming in. It's actually rears that were out of truck 108, which is right here. We took the 4-bag suspension off of this truck and put on the 8-bag suspension. So when we did that, we kept the old cut off, and then we just were robbing parts off of it. But what happened with this truck, the reason we did that is because the axle housing started to crack in the back, and it was cracking pretty bad. It was one of those things where we fixed it and it cracked, we fixed it, and you get the idea. But this truck here, so it's gonna be nice to get this thing going down the road with 13 speed 355 rears for what we do. So I'm excited. It's probably going to be in here a little bit yet, a week, because one of the things they got to do is they have to shorten the drive shaft from the transmission to the rear here. So drive shaft has to get changed, and that requires it going out to one of the local truck shops to where they cut it, balance it, all that good stuff. So gives you a little idea what it looks like under here. And why I'm under here, guys, I'll show you real quick. So most of our trucks, right, we have a split hydraulic tank on here, and this tank usually is split here on the passenger side, just like this tank. So this tank is split, comes about right here. So this is hydraulic oil, and usually we go about 60 gallons or so, 65 gallons for hydraulic oil. This truck is, we bought this truck a long time ago. This has been our fleet. So this is, yeah, truck 118. I'm trying to think how long this has been in our fleet, but it's definitely been a few years. And we decided we're going to put a tank in under the frame. So this tank is under the frame. It's a hydraulic tank, but it's only about I want to say like a 30-gallon hydraulic tank. So 30 to 40 gallons. So it's not as big as the tank on the side, which your oil does heat up a little bit more, things like that. But for a walk-in floor, it's fine. You don't need all the oil. Now, when you start running dump trailers, that's when you need oil. And that's why, so on a lot of our new trucks or newer ones coming in, we will put in a 60-gallon, we'll split the tank. That way, if we ever want to have the option of running a dump trailer with it, we can. So that gives you a little idea there. But if you're simply hauling walk-in floor or belt trailer or tank, you can get by with this. And this truck, pretty much all it does is run walk-in floor or tank. There's not all of our trucks are set up to run dump trailer, but a lot of them are. So it gives you a little idea what we got going on here. You can see the drive shaft, transmission, and then the rears. Let's go over here and see if they're in. I know there were new ones coming in. No, old ones are still here. I'm guessing they'll probably be in today. Gives you a little look at what we got going on. And truck 155, I think it is. Truck 155. I'm gonna go over that rig here this morning yet, but it's gonna be in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.